This episode of Legendary is brought to you by Warby Parker. To receive free 3-day shipping on your order, go to warbyparker.com/gamebreaker.
Gamebreaker TV.
I love the internet. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Legendary episode 161 for February 20th, 2014. I'm getting coming up on today's show. We've got not one but two character models to show off a ton of new PvP info. And how fucking much for those character boosts? What? All that more, but first, from sunny SoCal, hanging out in the room of yellow.
Yes. My yellow room.
My yellow room from ZamWow Insider right here in Gamebreaker. It's Olivia D. Grace. What's up, Liv?
It's good, it's good. It's warm in SoCal. Drank too much beer yesterday. I'm feeling good. I've got a different cup this week. I've got
Oh, look at you just showing off the swag.
That's swag, man.
I
Yellow
have the
swag, etc.
I have the same cup as last week. With the same apple juice that I was drinking last week.
Yeah, that apple juice.
Joining us as well, Mr. Pat Crane from Convert the Raid. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I don't have the same glass. I mean, it's kind of the same, I guess.
Well, doing well. Is that like a 6? Is that like a solid 6? You're doing
well.
doing
You know, it's one of the problems right now is that it's snowing like this really heavy snow in Minnesota, right? And these branches are breaking off around my house. So
that sounds awesome.
If Pat is gone, if Pat we lose Pat's internet, he's out. He is out for the rest of the show.
It was 91 here today when I got in my car.
Damn it. Damn it.
It's 91 Kelvin. like miles below zero.
How are you dealing with this, Liv? Because you're used to like, oh, it rains every day. Never freaking rains here.
Like,
no, it doesn't exist here. It just doesn't rain. It just stays hot.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually really nice. Like to go, like most of England is underwater right now.
Right.
Like England is suffering. Like there's a flood in England that the storms are so bad that they've unearthed a forest in Wales, this sort of western part of England, that's been hidden for 3,500 years.
Shut up!
And it's apparently this forest that's like thousands and thousands of years old. That's been
and the
storms
water
have been so severe that they've been ripping up all the earth from Cardigan Bay in Wales, and they found this thousands and thousands of year old forest. That's
amazing.
How bad the weather is in England right now. So
that's amazing.
I'm quite happy in my yellow room of sunshine.
And in California, it's just nice.
It's just nice. Really nice. It's just nice every day. It's not too hot.
Screw you, California. Screw you. That's what I'm saying.
Are you guys getting some serious weather storm? Like I see people in chat, they're all talking about some crazy weather going on right now. So what's hitting you guys right now?
It's pretty bad. We have this huge storm. I mean, it's really not good at all. We're supposed to get like
you seem a little worried about this.
I think like 6 inches, but it's like really heavy stuff. That's the problem. When it's that really wet, heavy snow.
Aren't you guys in Minnesota used to this thing though? This is like
kind of. Well, we've been through it all this winter. We really have, like the deep freeze and like lots of snow and yeah.
Freeze.
Yes. Sounds awful. Yeah, a colleague of mine lives in is very. I think he's just down the road from you, Adam Holisky from WoW.
Oh yeah,
Holisky.
Yep.
Like he was saying, he went out to get lunch today, and his car like spun out 5 times just on the way down the road to get a sandwich. Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
the roads are total garbage.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with Chatham too. I don't think California's on the same planet. It's not. I'm chalking it up to weather manipulation. I just think the government just keeps it perfect here, like all year round, so they can just keep making movies. And that's really what it is. Because if it rains, you can't make movies because it just totally f's up their production. So
yeah,
we have chemtrails everywhere in California. We're gonna start a UFO network on Gamebreaker Network. No joke. And I can't wait because I'm gonna talk about all this stuff. But yes, there's chemtrails every day here, and I guarantee you that no rain. No rain. It's not raining. It hasn't. It never rains here. It's crazy.
I've seen it rain. You're lying.
Can we just talk about the rain some more? I don't really want to talk about level 90 boosts for like a gajillion dollars. I'd rather just talk about the rain.
Oh.
Maybe you should start up a show about that, Gary.
Start about a show about Game Breaker weather breaker news.
Oh yeah, Game Breaker.
Oh, I got the green room in the back. I could totally do it. Weather with Gary Gannon. I'll be like, it's a sunny 91 today.
Do it. You weren't.
All right, that was my entire weather skip.
Yeah, that's it.
It'll be the temperature, and then drink scotch, and then be done.
Right.
All right, so I guess we got to talk about these level 90 boosts. So, big story this week. Kind of big story. So during maintenance on Tuesday, Blizzard accidentally. Does Blizzard really have accidents like this? Let's be honest. Do you think this is really an accident, first of all? Accidentally.
I think it's an accident. I think it's an accident because, like, it makes no sense to me that they would accidentally or otherwise leak the information before they talked about pre-orders at all, because it just makes no sense.
You don't think that they want to get like some sort of like social reaction on the internet?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like, I just find it like the sort of the way it came out, it really implies to me that it was a legit, like an accident. Like, so basically during maintenance, like servers are down. And then I got a random email, and I was like, oh, someone's like, oh, servers are up, and look at this. I was like, whoa, hoax. So we were like, yeah, why? I was like, no, there's no way this is legit. And then one of our guys, Matt Rossi, managed to log in on his server, and it was there, and he was like, I saw it. I couldn't get a screenshot because he got DC'd like that, like instantly DC'd.
Right.
And then the servers were down again for another however many hours, and then came back up with it gone. So I'm feeling legit mistake. Like, but people were able to log in, people were able to take screenshots. Like, it was leaked, it was out there then, and there's nothing they could do to stop that being a news item. But yeah, I don't think it was. I think it was a genuine accident. I don't think it was a sort of experimental leak.
But I don't know. You know, it's kind of one of those things too, where you look at it and you go, well, they haven't said anything. You know, I mean, normally if it was like an accident and they weren't, and if they had like a placeholder for it,
yeah,
they would maybe say something and say that it was a placeholder. But I
agree. It's super weird that they haven't said anything. It's like, I would have really, given the level of freak out that happened about it. Given the level of freak out that happened about it, I'm so surprised that they have literally just been like,
I'm not buying it was an accident. I don't buy it. I do shit like this all the time with Game Breaker, and we're like nobody compared to Blizzard, right? No, I do. I'll tell you right now, I do this sort of thing all the time. I put stuff out on the internet in like weird ways like that to get feedback and see what people's reaction. I do it all the time. Well, Blizzard could do it for a split second, know somebody's gonna get a screenshot of it, and boom, they get to see like, oh, how's everybody get it? Two things happens. They get feedback on it to see how everybody reacts. So accidentally goes live, and it's, you know, level boost 90s show up in the store, and they're $60. They first get to hear everybody's reaction to the price point, and then B, they've just now sort of planted the seed. You're not going to be so psychologically impacted when it actually hits the store and it is $60, because I don't think it's going to change. Right. And now you're ready for it.
Do you not think it's going to change?
No, I don't think it's going to change.
It could totally have been, like, there's been people theorizing that it could have been a placeholder number. But the problem with that is all of their placeholder numbers in the past have been in this XTS test currency. So, like, to put in a placeholder in actual currency seems highly odd. There's a bunch of people online who are saying, yes, it won't be this. It won't be this. It won't be this. But, like, putting Gary's theory to test, like, this allows them, if it's legit meant to be $60, which, and, like, we all remember the hats.
Oh yes,
I can see it happening.
I feel like that's like something you're never gonna let go. Liv's gonna be like,
gonna let it go.
10 years from now, we're gonna be doing this show. She's gonna be like, those hats. Do you remember those
I'm gonna
hats
be dead. I'm gonna be dead and buried in the ground, and carved on my gravestone is gonna be $15 for a freaking
$15 for a virtual hat.
Yeah. She wouldn't pay $15 for a virtual hat. She died angry about hats. But it's just like, but remember that, like, it could totally be $60, or they could totally mean it to be $60, and now they can be like, oh, derp. Yeah, it's just a placeholder, you guys. It's totally meant to be like, I don't know, 45 is the right number.
See, I'm going the opposite. I'm going with now. It's like it's World of Warcraft players got it. We've got the number. We're gonna sit on it now till it actually like launches, and it's gonna like the time that passes is gonna sort of make it okay. And the impact when it hits live.
Gary, you were the one who was. You were the one who was saying that it was going to be like $5 or $10.
Yeah,
I know. I still think it's totally outrageously priced. I'm just saying. I have this theory at Blizzard that there's an entire floor of like psychologists who just on an entire floor, and everything feeds down from them. And they're just like,
they're like, do it, no, release it just for 5 seconds, so they think it's an error, and then we can prepare them for the $60 price point.
You think I'm crazy? You don't think they accidentally?
I don't think it was accidental. I think it was accidental.
What do you think, Pat? What do you think, Pat?
Well, I do think that there's some kind of validity to the argument that it was an accident. But at the same time, maybe it was just like one little bit of code. Who knows? So I'm going to go with it's totally plausible that they did it on purpose. So there. I'm with you. I understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. So all right, let's talk about the price thing, because yes, I've been saying forever I think it needs to be cheap. It's $60. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's like higher than I think. Did anybody go that high? I don't remember. I think we were.
No,
I was going super low. You guys were on like 45.
Didn't Shaftnet was the highest one, I think.
Yeah, I think Shaftnet was the highest. I don't remember what he said, but I think he was the highest. And it's crazy. Like, I was sort of like looking at, like we were looking at it in the chat, and the reason I reacted so strongly, thinking, "Oh, this has to be a hoax," was that there's no way someone would charge $60 for this, and like it's insane. It's like it's way beyond anything that I think anyone thought it would be. Like the highest numbers I was seeing that people were genuinely predicting, like our insane number over at Wow Insider was 50. Like that was
your insane number.
Insane. Like
that was like Blizzard
completely
off their rocker, and like something is totally right. And it was $10 more than that.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally crazy. It's a crazy. I mean, Pat, you're sort of nonchalant.
Well,
you don't seem as surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't totally shocked by it, but it did take me back a little bit, right? So I mean, I saw the 60 and I went, because at $60, that prices me out of the market. Really, it does. I am not going to be leveling something for $60. That seems a little bit high. If it was 45 or 50, you know, I probably would have done it once, maybe even twice. You know, because you know, at least you're getting 2 for under $100. I mean, that's
it. That's it. That's the key. That's like it's exactly spot on. Like to me, and I spoke about this a little while back. Like to me, the psychology is of buying 2. Like if it's sub 50, if it's below 50, even if it's a stupid like $49.99 thing, then it's still under $100 for 2. Right. And like spending $100 on 2, like that feels like that's a high. Don't get me wrong, that's a huge number. A lot of people just won't be able to afford that. Like, don't misunderstand me. That's still a huge number. But psychologically, paying $99.98 for 2 versus paying $120 for 2. Like, even though that's not actually a real terms big jump, that's psychologically, that's huge. That's like over $100 for 2.
And the other thing to me, for $60, what does that mean to me? That means another AAA title, or you know, another MMO or whatever.
Yeah.
And so why don't I just spend the money on that and go play a different game? Why don't I do that for a while?
Yeah.
How about that, Blizz? What do you think about
that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
How about that, Blizz? We're gonna buy a different game.
So
what about this? Are you talking about buying 2 though? What if they did buy? If you buy 1 at 60, what if you buy 2 at the same time? It's 100. So $99.99. They give you a break if you buy 2.
Oh, you get a break?
Maybe.
Like a 5-pack for, I don't know, $300 or no.
Buy them for everybody for Christmas. Buy a 30-pack, just like, you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Gift packs.
It's insane. And like chat room, like there's someone in the chat room, Findor in chat room, maybe someone else has said it as well, but like that's the name I spotted, saying I can see the $60 for sorry, no, it's not Findor, it's someone else saying, talking about the professions, like it's Trekkie, sorry, there we go. Seems okay-ish for a 90 with full professions, but seems too much for a 60 to 90 boost with the professions. And like I kind of feel like that's kind of a good point. If it was the 0 to 90 plus professions, then that makes it more it's still not okay.
Well, here's a question. Here's a question, and I don't know the answer because I have never even looked into this stuff. But how much are people paying for the power leveling services that
power leveling services power leveling services will be completely killed by this at this price point.
Right.
Like if it was like power leveling services, and we were and obviously don't use power leveling services.
I was going to say
Pat went against
there.
the terms of services.
Pat went there.
Like, let's just get that clear right now. But we have to research this because we're we're interested. So power leveling services, the cheapest I could find for a level 90 with like the 483 gear, which is the gear you're going to be getting with these, was sitting at around 130, and that was like with me spending most of the day researching this and just trying to find cheaper and cheaper and cheaper options.
But you say it'll kill them.
That was with no professions. That was just
drop their prices. They'll just drop their prices. I mean, it's not going to kill those services. They're just going to drop their prices.
Yeah, it'll kill them where they're priced right now.
Right. They'll have to restructure their price point for sure, but they're still going to go. So they'll just undercut them by like $10 or something probably. Yeah,
exactly. If they're 50, then you're golden.
Right.
And I mean, I suppose like this level 60 as well is like, you've got to look at it as opposed to the cost of doing it yourself, like doing the whole, I've bought, like either the refer a friend method, which actually turns out cheaper, but you still got to put the time in, or the like I bought myself another account, because you can't apply, people seem to have got this miscomprehension somewhere that you can apply Warlords of Draenor multiple times to the same account, and you can't do that. You can't just buy 5 copies of Warlords of Draenor and apply them to the same account.
That would make no sense. That would make the $60 price point completely null and void.
Well, you'd be presuming like, well, how much was Miss? Miss was 40, right?
Right.
I remember
why wouldn't you just keep buying expansions?
Yeah, why would you spend an extra $20? So what you've got to do then is you've got to buy the server transfer. Separate copies, battle chest. Currently Mr. Pandaria, although I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Miss rolled into the battle chest. Like, I feel like that's just a matter of time. So you've got to buy at the moment, you've got to buy Mr. Pandaria battle chest server transfer. So server transfer is 25, battle chest, let's say 5 because you got one on sale because you're canny, so a total of 30. And Mr. Pandaria is 20, let's say, and then you've got to get Warlords of Draenor on top of that for 40. So you're way in the hole. Like that was 105? Did I maths?
I don't know. Yeah, about 105. Yeah,
I don't add well. I don't
math well.
I'm just taking Pat's Q here and just being like $60. I'm saving 20% off on ESO. I'm buying Elder Scrolls Online with 20% off. It's only like $48. Boom! I got a AAA title. There you go.
Yeah. Right. I mean, sure. Like that was something that I said the other day. It's like, sure, you only get ESO. Like, obviously, there's a sub for ESO, so you've got you still got the sub coming in, but it's a brand new freaking game. It's a new game with a new everything. Like, sure, it's an Elder Scrolls game, so it's nothing like mind-blowing, like world-changing. This has revolutionized computer games. But Elder Scrolls games are great. Like, everyone likes them. Everyone knows what they're getting. And, like, it's a new Elder Scrolls game. And it's really fun. It's a really fun game.
We have it for 20% off right now if you go to offergb.com/ESO.
Damn straight.
Cue the
music. And that'll pretty much, that 20% off will cover your first month sub as well.
There you go.
Right.
Effectively a free month of Elder Scrolls.
Right.
If you buy the digital Imperial Edition, it's like $16.
You can cover like a year.
$16 off. That's crazy. All right, but wait. So is there still an argument that's actually a good price though, because it makes like the leveling more valuable? Does it hold up?
Well, I mean, we're talking about, you can talk about it versus the gray market stuff like what we were talking about before, and of course that's totally goes against the end user agreement, so don't do it. But I don't know. I mean, maybe that. I guess there is kind of the argument of, well, how much time would it take you to level up to 90 yourself, and how much are you willing to pay yourself an hour for doing that? And then you look at the $60 and you go, well, it's not that bad, I guess, because it would be a lot of hours, right? It would be, a couple of months for casual folks. I mean, few months, whatever it is, to level up to 90 while you're doing other things, as opposed to paying $60 and just going right there.
Yeah, and it's like it's an argument that a lot of people are pulling up when responding to people who are saying, "Oh my God, this is so expensive." And it's like, if it takes, like the fastest I've managed to level 1 to 90 was with a recruiter friend, which is the 300% bonus. And I got an Orc warrior up to 90, and my slash played was 18 hours, like pretty much at 90. There's a bit of standing around in there. There's a bit of, I need to go get a drink. Oh, look, something shiny. I'm distracted. Like, it wasn't just like I wasn't doing it to measure the time. I was just doing it. And so it was like, I think it was around 18 hours. So that's 6 3s 18, so £10 per 3 hours, so $3 an hour of leveling, $3.33 an hour of leveling. Which, when you break it down like that, it doesn't seem so bad,
Right.
but it's $60. Like I've got overall my accounts, of which I have many. I have like currently 1590s. So I've leveled. I've done it, and I know how long it takes, and I'm still not going to be spending $60 freaking on a 90. Oh my god!
Wow, so that was my next
money.
question. So you've answered my next question. My next question was like, all right, we've got the price point. You both have been saying that you were pretty much on board to probably buy them. Now that if it stays at 60, if it stays at 60, we don't know if it's going to stay at 60. At that price point, though, are either of you likely to buy even one?
I'm out. No, I'm not.
I'm
I'm not planning on buying one. I mean, I'll get the free one for Warlords, and I have not as many as you, obviously, Liv. But I have like five. I have 5 90s right now, so I don't really need more 90s. It would be just kind of nice, right? So
Yeah.
now I just got to figure out which one I'm going to be bringing to 90.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I don't know if I get like some landfall chunk of money from somewhere, there's a chance that I might buy one. But like, I mean, someone actually makes a good point in chat room that I forgot to factor in the cost of the refer a friend into my calculation, which is a very good point, person in chat room. But yeah, even so, like notwithstanding all of that, I can't maths it because I'm terrible at maths. But I'm still not going to be paying like a chunk. There's a bunch of people who've been saying, "Oh, what if like it's $60? So what if they actually made it $100? Sorry, $90, but you can pay $1 per level?" And then I'd be like, well, no, but if you paid, okay, listen to me for a second. If you paid $1 per level, but you could do it in 1 level increments. So if you could pay $5 to skip Pandaria, to never have to do Pandaria ever again, go from 85 to 90, would you do it?
That's an easier choice, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not as much of a price. So I mean,
yeah,
if you're looking at $5 for going five levels, that might be okay. But
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like when you start breaking it down and doing maths, you can justify it way more easily. But the fact remains, like no matter how you try and math this out and figure out the equations and do freaking calculus or whatever, $60, that's a big chunk of money to lay down on a 10-year-old game. On a 10-year-old game, which, you know, it's a great game, and I love the game.
So then, does that really kind of steer both? I mean, I'm going back to my earlier question, but now that we've talked it through a little bit more, does it steer you a little bit more that my conspiracy theory is not true and that they'll actually drop the price? I don't know what, like, it doesn't, I don't see like that. I don't know.
I think that the conspiracy theory is plausible in that the number was never necessarily solid, right? It wasn't a solid 60, but it was like, okay, well, if it is the conspiracy theory, okay, let's say that they intentionally did that to gauge what the public was thinking about it, and then they go, oh, you know what? There's been a lot of bad news about this. Why don't we drop it by like $10, and we should be okay at that point.
Yeah, if they even made it, I would still like it to be sub 50.
That could just add to the conspiracy theory itself.
Right.
As you drop 60, you get people a little grumpy. You drop it a little bit when it actually comes out, and then they're like, "Oh, we love you, Blizz. We love you."
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then they get to be the good guy for calling it 50, when everyone else was like, "Oh, 25, 30 at the most."
Which is the price that they wanted it at the first place. You know, in the first place they wanted it at 50, so they say, "Oh no, it's going to be 60." Oh wait, here's 50. Oh, okay, we'll take that.
Could be. It could be.
I'm buying this. I'm going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, like I don't mind being wrong about the conspiracy theory if it means it's cheaper. If it means it turns out cheaper and I might be able to like qualify buying one, then it could have been a conspiracy theory all the way.
Do you buy it at 50? Do you buy it at 50?
I would probably buy one at 50. Like at 40, like I would get one. Like I don't know what it is. There's a psychological gap. There's this line between okay and not okay, and for me that line drops at around $50.
It would be better at around $45 or $40, but you know, I'll take 50.
At Blizz, this is Blizz right now. They're sitting at Blizz and they're like watching Legendary and they're like, yeah, you know that focus group testing shit we used to pay money for? Yeah, we don't do that anymore. We just do this and then we just watch Legendary and we watch these assholes talk about our game for like, you know, an hour and they pretty much just tell us what to price it at. So you put it 50. 50 obviously seems
50, good. 50. The question to me is, how far would it have to come down? I put this to you, Pat Crane and Gary Gannon. How far would it have to come down before you'd buy two?
Probably another $10 from there. So 40.
So at 40, you might buy two at 40.
Maybe.
I mean, personally, I think even 50 is like high psychologically, but at the same time, I think if you're okay in at 50 and you kind of wanted to, you may not buy them on the same day because you might feel uneasy about it. But I guarantee you're gonna in that, like, 12 a.m. 1 a.m. moment, you're just gonna break down. You're just gonna be shaking. You're like, God damn it, I want that 90. Ugh, just screw it. It's $50. It's a week later.
And then the Warlock drops for my raid, and then I'm like, oh, somebody needs to play a Warlock, so I'm like, okay, well, let's just...
And you're doing it.
Let's just...
And you're just like, I'm going to kick one in for the team.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
and then I'm about to say, like, at 40, I'd be kind of, like, okay with two. Like, I definitely buy one of... Yeah, at 40, I'd be like, I can quantify two for 80. And, like, I would be fine with that. And so they'd... Like, it's one of these stupid things of, they'd actually get more money out of me if they priced it higher. And I wonder how many other people would fall into this boat. All right, I've got another question for you for Trekkie from chat room, saying, what if 60 is for 1 to 90 with professions, and there's a cheap option around 40 with no professions, or just from a higher level to 90? So you've got to do some, like, where do we fall on that?
Would they make it that complicated?
You know what? I would be leveling.
Would they make this many options? Is Blizzard known to do kind of that thing?
No.
I don't think so.
They're just sort of like there's like one thing. I couldn't see them doing that.
No.
Everybody's playing the what if game right now because they took it out of the damn game. I mean, it was in and out so quickly that people just only had the initial shock reaction, and then there's been no word, no nothing. So everybody's coming up with their own solution to this problem of $60.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm sure the question I'm asking myself is if I would pay 40 for, like, a halfway up leveling. And I don't think I would. I don't think I'd do that. Like, I've got a mage sitting at 60, waiting for the profession.
Is there any major reason? Let me... it's weird. I'm trying to play flip side, but to unpack it for one more quick second before we move on. Like, could there be any reason that they actually... No, I mean, this sounds stupid. Like, they don't want to sell more and make more money. But is there any reason that they would want to not flood, like, make it to a point that where everybody is just buying them, and they're like, would it actually could it be like a detriment to the game if there were that many 90s?
I think they just want it to be a real choice. They want it to be something that you think about, not something that you just hit a button and just get a free 90. I think that there is some value to having a lower than 90, dungeon system and, a nice healthy leveling population, I guess. Because there are people that are not going to ever do this. They're going to get their one free 90, but then they're going to level up the rest of the way, or their other tunes the hard way. And so, they want to be able to give those guys everything that they have right now, which is a pretty healthy dungeon system in a fairly healthy leveling population. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's there is like that argument of we don't want everyone to do this like impulse buys, like you want to do it flippantly, like just because like I wonder what warlocks are like. You know what? I'm going to buy one. And like they don't want to do that because that devalues the leveling experience. And like I can totally anticipate like them saying this as well. By the way, but I don't yeah, sure, like putting a bigger price on the leveling experience puts a price on people's time, but I still feel that price should not be $60. I still feel that is too high a price.
I can understand it, but I don't like it, and I don't like it.
Well, we'll see, because I'm now on the crane train of or who came up with that? Who came up with the drop it to 50?
That was Pat. Yeah,
they'll drop it to 50, and then they'll be the good guys, and everybody will just be super happy. Be like, Blizzard is awesome. They didn't do 60. They listened to the community. They put it at 60.
And then I will rejoice.
And everybody will buy them.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so we got other big news this week. So this week we had not one but two character model reveals this week. Just today, the female dwarf model hit the 3D model, the model viewer on the Warlords site. Got some screenshots, and we've got her in all her, I guess, glorious 3D.
Is she yodeling there? I think the middle one, she's yodeling.
I think, yeah, that's going to be like the yell animation, I reckon. And then, Yeah. The top one's the laugh,
That's the derp one. Derp.
That's the shrug, like the sort of, oh, I
so
don't know.
we got that, and we also got the female orc on the Artcraft blog, which if you guys aren't following that, you should be following that because they're using this a bit more, obviously. So this was revealed, a female orc. Let's talk about the female orc first, actually. What do you guys think of this? What's your gut reaction on the female orc?
I love it. I love it. Like, female orc is my favorite model in the game already. And so I was really, really worried. Like, I love the female orc. She looks really strong and like sort of Amazonian warrior thing going on. And I love it. It's like, it's by far my favorite. Like, I only play girls. Like, I'm unfortunately lacking imagination in that respect. And I love her. She is my, she is my favorite lady model in the game. By far, like by a long way. So I was really, really, and I think there are some changes to her that I don't like, but I love it overall. Overall, I'm like,
she's very muscular.
Yes.
Like the body could be like, look at the body, like that could be a man. Like that just could be
without the boobs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, and the face is amazing.
Yeah, the face is really great, and that's the biggest improvement because I mean the model that we have currently. I've always thought that the female orc always just kind of looked blank-faced, you know, like like not really tough or anything like that, or you know, it's just kind of derpy. And I was like, I've never really liked the orc female face, but this looks fantastic. Really looks good. So, and then plus with all the different animations that they're going to be putting in there, oh man, it's going to really shine.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think of the fidelity to the old model?
Oh. So nice.
I think it's good. Like, people have been complaining about a couple of parts. They've been complaining about her bum apparently is different, and I can see what people mean, but it's hard to see it if you go down. I think it's that one. No, sorry, it's the next one. It's the next one where you've got the side-on view. Yeah, there we go. See, people, if you look at the bums, it's kind of like awkward to be comparing lady bums on a live podcast. So we're going to go there. Chat room. I'm going to do it anyway, but I think it's actually a posture thing. Like the curve in her back is far less. She's standing up straighter in the new model. She's not standing so much like a chicken.
What's the complaint here? Just that it's, I mean, her
complaint is that her bum is smaller.
Well, her entire body is more muscular, though. Like that's like everything is more defined and cut, which your ass would be more defined and cut as well. I mean, it's just normal. I mean, she's in much better shape. She's freaking buff.
Yeah, she is. And I love that they've kept that. I love that they didn't make her wafy or like less strong or something, because that's what I love about the model. The other thing that people have been complaining about, which I've been complaining bitterly about because I don't like it, is the, like, if we look at the top right image on the shot we're looking at the moment,
like
this shaving on her head. If you go back to the very first image of that article, Gary, just kill kill that one. Go back to the first one. So I can show you what I mean in that one. So hit that one. Like the leftmost image, she's completely bald.
Right.
The middle image, she's suddenly got this like shaving detail, and then the final image, all of these shaving detail bits were completely bald before. Some people like it. I don't.
Right. Well, and there was like a lore reason behind it too, because wasn't there? They wanted to make it look like she shaved her head with an axe for each of her kills, something like that. There was some kind of
Chris Robinson, who's the I believe he's a senior art director. I believe that's his title. Excuse me if that's incorrect. He said, "Oh, we just wanted to add it in for a flavor, like maybe she shaves these sort of markings into her head with her axe or something." And it's like, yeah, it's not the original model.
Did you guys see the story of the crazy? She kind of looks like this. She's like the punk rock chick who had a tattoo of her boyfriend's name, and she carved it off of her skin and then sent her boyfriend the skin.
Whoa! No.
That's crazy.
Oh God.
What kind of person does that?
She has the side of her head shaved kind of like this orc, which kind of reminded me of her. Yeah, she had a tattoo of her boyfriend's name. They broke up. She freaked out. She took a razor blade or whatever, cut her skin all off her like flesh, and then mailed it to him and was like, "Here, bastard."
This show just took a strong left turn somewhere. I have no idea what happened.
I think I saw it on like BuzzFeed or something. It's crazy. It's all over the place. You check it out on the internet.
Well, anyway, what was your take on the shave?
I think that's what she does. She shaves like ex-boyfriend's names off of the side of her head and sends them to him. That's why she's got those like cornrow things.
Yeah, I think my opinion is irrelevant after that little story.
That's the lore behind
wow.
the head shave.
I don't mind it. I mean, just from those pictures, I don't mind it too much. And if you really don't like it, I mean, there's other hairstyles, I guess.
Well, that's it. My worry was basically that it was showing up on every hairstyle where there was a bald bit before. So I was like, is this just going to be on everything? And like I was worrying that it would just like you wouldn't be able to have a bald bit of head anymore. Because I like my favorite style is the one ponytail in the back look, where she's literally bald apart from this one ponytail.
I can kind of see that because like they've always talked about like, you know, not changing what the characters look like, just bringing them you know 10 years forward, and that literally changes the character. Like that is something that's like very distinct and kind of like if you don't have the option to turn that on or off, I can see why people are a little bit like miffed with it. Now,
and actually Chris has tweeted about it since then as well.
I can see them reverting on that or giving you a toggle.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, and that's exactly what, and Gary, you're exactly right, because that's exactly what's happened, is that Chris Robinson tweeted an hour ago, shaved hair on orc female's head is just a test. It won't replace anything and might not even be on the final version. Sorry for the confusion. So it sounds like you're exactly right, and they are now sort of like backpedaling on that a bit.
Now
like I still like to see it as an option.
Note to self: when we release, you know, the first images ever of these new character models, make them the exact ones that we used to have, just brought to date. Don't change anything else. Now, here's another one. Let's move over now. So the female dwarf gets released today on the 3D spinning character model thing, and it's only been up for hours, and. I gotta say, the reactions are not as positive as they are on the orc. Little less positive, aren't they?
Little less positive, little less glowing. Not just a few minor sort of nitpicks here and there. Yeah. I tell you what. All
right, so what's the problem here? What are the biggest gripes here? Like, what are the biggest gripes? What's really
the faces, from what I can gather. Like, people don't like I don't like. I personally, I play a female dwarf on my alliance side. I like they're my favorite on the alliance side, the dwarves. And so, like, this shape that we're spinning in front of us. This is what they're shaped like. Like, this is a norm. Like, this is what you'd expect to see if they're walking around in a bikini. I think it's the faces. Like, those 3 screenshots down the side. People just don't like those faces. Like, even if they're fine with the dwarf model.
Is it wrong to say that they're a little Down syndrome-y? Little
probably is wrong to say that.
That probably is wrong.
Yeah, that's probably wrong.
But isn't it? I mean, isn't it?
You know, I can't say one way or the other.
There might be an extra chromosome.
I don't like it. All I know is that I don't like it either. I'm not a big fan of the face. Everything else is fine. It's just the face. And maybe it's just this one face that I don't like, and that every other face is going to be amazing and awesome, and I don't know what the animations are going to look like or anything like that. But it's just
I don't know. Like I feel like I'm totally cool with the body. I even like what they've done with the body. Like I'm like well done on the body, guys. Like awesome job. But like the face, like particularly looking at this one, like every feature seems too pronounced. Like they've gone a little bit too Disney with it. Like, it just seems like the dark circles around her eyes don't look great. I mean, we'll get those every now and then.
She does look tired. She does look tired. Chara was backing me up saying, yes, I was wrong, but everybody's thinking it. So there's my...
Yeah. Well, of course you're wrong.
I've not heard that from anyone else, but that's definitely not something that I feel like we should say.
As soon as you say something like that, you're automatically wrong.
Yeah, you're automatically wrong, pretty much.
Or
automatically wrong.
Public service announcement.
But... Is it me, or do you think that there are a lot of gnomish features on this dwarf? And does that maybe
yes, maybe that's like what it is.
Eyes,
You're right. That I think you just hit the nail on the head. I hadn't seen that. Now that you said it, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I just like looking at the face. It looks too overblown. It looks too over the top and cartoony to me. Like I don't know, maybe they've just, and it's possible that they've just been unlucky with the screenshots, so when she's actually doing the animation, she looks great. Like maybe they've pulled the most sort of open-mouthed of the laughs and the most sort of like over-the-top bit of each animation for these emotes, which is what we're obviously seeing. And like once they're actually in motion, it looks fine. But like right
Right.
now, I can completely understand why people are sort of going,
Have we heard anything from this from the reactions? Or is it too early? Like, are these test models? Are these early? Because it's subject to change, just like the orc. I mean, do you think maybe if the reactions are kind of, you know, I mean, I could imagine if the reactions are complete. They've wanted to get this right for so long, right? And they've talked about how this has to be done correctly. I think if the overwhelming response from the community is that they don't really like this model, they probably would go back to it. Because it's not like it's terrible. You can't really totally place your finger on what you don't like. You just don't love it. Like, there's something about it that's just not right.
Yeah, for sure.
They just need to take They just need to take $10 off, and everybody will be fine.
There you go. Then they'll be good guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like I don't know. There's loads of people throwing theories around in chat room with it. Like, what exactly is wrong? I don't know. Like, it's something off. There's something up with the face, and I don't like it.
Do you think there's any chance that Blizzard will be giving out free appearance changes with the new models for $50?
For $50.
Right.
Yeah,
no. At first I was like, well, I don't think that they'll need to, because they're not really. I mean, they're just like updating the character model, and they really, everything that they showed us right away at the beginning was like, oh yeah, these are all cool. These are all great. They're great little upgrades and kind of that kind of thing. And then this model comes out, and I'm like, man, if I was playing a female dwarf, I might want to change. Something.
Certainly faces, certainly. Like if I was playing I'm looking at my sort of little army of female dwarves. Like I've got a female dwarf paladin, I've got a female dwarf shaman, I've got another female dwarf shaman, I've got a female dwarf warrior, a female dwarf hunter. And I'm like, oh, I want to be changing some appearances right now. Like I'm going to be looking at these and thinking,
Is there an image floating around of the progression from the original model to this model? Have they released that? Like
there is one in a BlizzCon. Like if you were to find a BlizzCon gallery, there will be one in there somewhere, because I'm sure we've got.
To see that.
There's an image with all the different faces that like sort of showed you the progression through it, and like the polygons and the sort of quality of the face is way higher. But I just feel like they lost their way with it a little bit. And but what's really interesting about it is, particularly with things like the female orc shaved head thing, is like this sort of reaction shows you how much of a hard job this is.
Right.
Like we're all sitting here, like I was sort of sitting in front of my computer being glum for like an hour because there was some like minute gray shading on the side of a character model's head.
Right.
And like I'm looking, like we're sitting now looking in front of our computers, looking at this model, going, "Well, we don't know what we don't like about it, but we've concluded that we don't.
But we don't like it.
We don't like it. Blizzard.
I can see it in the pixels.
No wonder why it's taken like 4 years to finally get this going, right?
And then we're like, why didn't they do them faster? Come on, Blizzard, do them.
And you know what they're thinking right now? They're like, Jesus Christ, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more that we have to reveal to these ungrateful bastards who are just gonna rip these things to shreds and complain over and over. Oh my God, what did we do? Moran, you were right. We should never have done this character revamp. What were we thinking? This is the worst thing we've ever done.
Sure. And actually, on the topic of what else is to come, the other exciting thing that we saw today on that page that you were just looking at, Gary, was the addition of those last 2 boxes at the bottom, which are the Draenor and the Blood Elf box.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They weren't there before today. Oh. And while we've heard confirmation from Blizzard on Twitter that they were doing the Draenor and the Blood Elf, it's still kind of exciting to see that little confirmation on the Warlords of Draenor official site. Like, yes, they're coming. The Draenor and the Blood Elf are getting revamped. It's exciting.
This is why we didn't give you new things, Internet.
Yes, this is why we can't have nice things.
This is why this has taken so long. Now we regret every moment of it. Shut up, Legendary, you ungrateful bastards.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't give out free, I mean, I think if they didn't give out free appearance changes, they're gonna definitely. People are gonna want them.
I don't think they're going to do it, because look at the amount of like $25 or however, is it 25? Pat, you're the one who plays in the US servers.
Yeah,
is it 20 or 25? I think it's 25.
I think it's 25.
But look at the number of $25 they're going to get. This is going to completely make up for all the people not buying the character boosts.
I got it. It's another conspiracy theory.
Right.
They make them derpy, then you pay 25 to change them.
Right.
God. Damn.
I'm not going there. Not going there. Crazy.
Oh, 15
right.
people say in chat room for it. 15 for appearance change. We were totally wrong.
Oh, appearance change, yeah.
Appearance change, 15.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There we go.
That's not
I was
terrible.
thinking of changing.
It's nothing I've ever actually bought, so I don't know.
No.
But yeah, maybe a race change. Like people might want a race change after these as well. So that would
People
be
might want a
fun.
race change after that.
Away from
You might want a race change after this mess.
25, 50, 75, 100, 125.
Have you all been trolling the forums lately? Like, have you been keeping really up? Because this model just broke today, and for
Right.
we saw early on, the comments weren't so positive. But has it just been keeping up like nonstop of the majority of people? I see a few people in chat saying we are crazy and that they think they look great.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think that there's definitely there's going to be opinion on either side. This is such a subjective thing. Like, we can't say this model is objectively bad. This is just a matter of taste. And like there'll be people who love it, and I'm sure I'm also pretty convinced that once we see these models moving and animated, fully animated, we're going to have we may change our minds.
That is kind of the whole thing of it. I mean, these animations are incredible. I mean, anybody that was at BlizzCon or watched the feed from BlizzCon, you kind of get the sense of how alive these characters are now, and it's really crazy. So, yes, I think we should wait until the animations come in and when they finalize all the art before we make our final decision. But right now, dwarf female not looking so awesome to me. So
yeah,
everybody on the panel kind of agrees. All right, we got a lot more stuff. We got a ton of PvP to talk about, and we got to get to that stuff. First, I want to tell you guys about our sponsor here on Legendary. So glad to have these guys on, Warby Parker. warbyparker.com/gamebreaker. That's the URL you're going to want to go. If you guys have not heard about Warby Parker, this is such an awesome company. I'm so happy to have them on. They sell eyeglasses online, prescription and sunglasses. And I know what you're thinking. Why do I want to go to the internet to buy glasses? I need to go down to the place and try them on and see what they feel like and fit and all that good stuff. Well, wait. Hang on, first of all, let me put my Warby Parkers on. These are mine. It's really awesome. When I went through, when they contacted us and I went through the whole process, they do this thing where it's called the home try-on service. You go on their website and you look at all the different pairs of glasses they have. And they have men's, women's, all different, really cool styles. And they even have a way you can take a picture of yourself on your webcam and then like look at yourself in different glasses, which was awesome. I did it on all of them first just to make sure I kind of thought I'd like them. And then you choose 5 pair of glasses. You pick 5 pair of glasses and you say you want those. And then in a couple days in the mail, they send you this box. And guess what's inside? Yep. All 5 pair of glasses that you wanted to try on. This is being one of them. And they don't charge you anything. They ask for a credit card. I think they charge like 90 cents to your credit card just to make sure that you're not like, some scammer. They send you these. These are clear glasses, so they're not prescriptions. And you get to try them on. So you try all 5 pair on. You keep all of them for like, I don't know, a week or something like that. They even send you a return shipping label to send this back to them when you're done with it, so you don't have to pay for any shipping coming to you or back to them. Totally not on your dime. It's on their dime. And then you pick one of the pair of glasses or 2 or 3 or whatever you want, and you tell them which ones you want. You give them your prescription, which if you wear glasses, you usually have it on the inside. Wait, I don't even think I told you this last time we talked about this. You guys know that if you don't know your prescription, you can even give them the name and phone number of your optometrist, and they'll call them for you.
Cool.
And
you don't even have to deal with the bullying woman in the optician. You can just be like, thanks, see ya, bye.
I forgot this, and I was telling one of my friends about it, and she was like, oh my God, I have 2 pair of them, and I did that exact same thing. She's like, I didn't know my prescription. She's like, I gave them their phone number, and they called and got the prescription for me.
That's cool.
So they even call. It's awesome. Basically,
cool.
you send back the 5, you get the glasses. Unbelievable quality. Like, these are made they're just really, really well-made glasses with lenses, prescription frames. Most of their glasses are $95. They start at $95. They've got a few pair for a little more than that, but most of them are $95. I just spent like $300 and something on these, which are like crap compared to the Warby Parkers. No joke. Check it out. And just by using the URL warbyparker.com/gamebreaker, we're actually going to give you free 3-day shipping on your prescription glasses. So not only do you not pay for the shipping on the free home try-on to come to your house, back to Warby Parker, you don't pay for any of that. You're also going to get free 3-day shipping when you place your order for your prescriptions. But wait, there's more. I got one more thing. And this is this was like the clincher for me of how much I love Warby Parker. Because I love this. I love when there's like these modern companies doing cool stuff like this. For every pair of glasses that you purchase, they give a pair of glasses to somebody in the world in need who cannot afford glasses. They've given away like over 500,000 pair of glasses already. And I think that's awesome. So not only are they like great and they're unbelievable build quality, they're affordable, they're stylish, and you're doing good. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Go over to warbyparker.com/gamebreaker right now. Make an account, sign up, go do the home try-on thing, go there, start picking some stuff. There's tons of stuff. Everybody that's been having a great time with it. All the Game Breaker people have been doing it, and they've been totally having so much fun doing it. So check it out today.
Do they do reglazing as well? Like a lot of these the sort of like services like Warby Parker, like it's where they'll put new glass in your existing frames. So you buy a set of frames from Warby. Okay, that's one thing that like. You know, you don't need it when the frames are that cheap, really, I guess. Like, why would they? Like, if they're selling frames for that sort of money, people would just get new frames rather than reglaze their old ones.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, when I was shopping, because I just got fitted for glasses over the holiday break, and when I was at the like looking through them all, you can just tell stuff when you pick stuff up and you feel it. You're just like, wow, like how the arms move and how like they feel just opening up. These feel like, no joke. If you asked me how much I would have to pay for these, I would have said with prescription glasses, I'd probably say $500 to $600. Like they feel. I have a very I don't think they're here. I have a very expensive pair of like sunglasses, and they feel I have Persols, like these foldable ones. They feel as good of a build as my Persols, which are like $500 sunglasses. So, very cool. Awesome. Check it out. Nice. warbyparker.com/gamebreaker. Love these guys. Check them out. All right, next up, let's open up the Holinka files and talk about some P versus P. So first up, there's a lot going on in the P versus P world. So there was a PvP blog on Tuesday that talked about the changes that they were making with their plans for Warlords of Draenor. So let me get that off. Shut that off. Come on, get out of here. You guys remember that Trial of the Gladiator thing? Remember that? You remember that? The PvP tournament ladder thing that was like only active, at certain times? Yeah, that's not happening.
It's gone.
That's gone. Booted that. That was a bad idea. We got rid of that. Certain times doesn't sound like a good thing. So I think, Liv, you were like adamantly against that.
Yeah, I was very sort of worried about what might happen to the existing ladder with that system coming in, and like what would happen to people who lived in Australia and want to PvP, because like from the eastern US to like Western Australia, sorry, Western Australia, there is a pretty substantial time zone difference.
Yeah.
Because like there were various issues with it, like the existing ladder, the gear thing, like. So yeah, I'm not sad it's gone, but then because I think what they're doing instead is so much better.
Yes, so that's gone. C'est la vie. Instead, high-end players, there's tournament gear, which is only available in war games. And get this, huge news: spectator mode.
Round of applause.
I'm going to assume most people watching this show saw that news when it broke, because we saw it and our jaws just dropped. We were just like, oh, spectator mode. Wow. Seriously? Yep. But wait, if that wasn't enough, they're also bringing back skirmishes. So, yes.
Another big round of applause for that one.
Lots of
so many changes coming to the P versus P. All right, this is seriously exciting news for people who love the PvP. After 10 years, they're actually supporting spectators. But who wants to run me through this? How does this exactly work? Because it's
Liv should run you through.
I'll volunteer to run you through.
There's a whole thing to the thing.
She's the one. She's the one.
I will volunteer. I'll take it on. I'll run you through it. So basically, the way the spectator mode works is it's invites or invitations, because that's the actual name, to war games. So war games have existed since Cataclysm. A lot of people don't know what they are, or that they even exist, and that's fair enough because they've not been that super high used. And so a war game is basically I go grab a mate of mine. I go grab Gary, and he is like, right, me and Liv, we're going to take on Pat and Coltrane. We're going to take them on and have a war game. We're going to see who wins this thing. And so we get our two parties, and we're like, right, Gary and Olivia versus Pat and Colt with both. And then like Gary would be like, right, I'm going to challenge Pat to a war game, and then we'll all jump in.
Pat.
So I'm like, right, in this war game, I want to have people watch. So I'm going to invite Missy to my party. I'm going to invite Trekkie to my party. I'm going to invite some Sev to my party.
Wow, this is a kick-ass party.
It's a party, man. I'm going to invite Zadster and Waddles and VMJ2324 and Unknown Man 14 and Nerf and Oint X and Uno Time. It's a party. And all of those people will be able to watch. So they can they've all got spectator invites to our war game that's happening between me and Gary and Pat and Colt, and they can all jump in and watch it. So that's how it works. That's basically the sort of the summary of how the spectator mode actually works. The implications of this are so huge. Like if you're a streamer, you can just like have someone like if you're Azael, who's like one of probably the best known WoW PvP shoutcaster. He can now just be like, oh, dude, you're doing arenas? Can you invite me as a spectator? I'm going to stream this, and I'm going to just shoutcast some WoW arenas. Right. Someone who's like new to casting, someone who's just like, well, I want to give it a go, can just be like, oh, I found someone who's doing war games. Can I jump in on your war games and just do some little shoutcasting there? And it's like, it's such a cool idea. And the best thing about it is like how it can interact with the group finder. So if you have, like, say you're doing the war game thing with, like, you're like, oh, I want to do some war games. I don't really know anyone. It's like, okay, Pat and Coltrane jump onto the group finder and are like, right, I want to find another party for war games. And it's like, all right, we've got another party. We've got people to fight against. Now we can put it in the group finder that we're looking for spectators to watch our war games. And you can actually get it together. Like, people can just do their own server tournaments. People can do... Like, there's so much potential here for how this can work.
There's so much potential, but I'm more taken back by the chat room just wants to destroy me for some reason. They just want to kill me. They is either
you're an easy target.
They're rallying that I'm not in this. Why would you pick me? Gary's not in your group, or if Gary was in my group, I would kill him as much as possible. F you, chat room. F you.
Well, the other thing too is that this is actually going to be really cool for a lot of guilds. I mean, for like something fun to do, kind of outside of anything else, you can just kind of get together and bond as a guild a little bit more over these war games. And I'm so totally stoked about all these PvP changes and what it means for like my guild. We're pretty big, and so we can have like tournaments of war games and like stream it online, and it would be just for the guildies, have the guildies join in and like participate, and Mumble will be going crazy. And yeah, man, I tell you, this is really exciting stuff for PvP. The only problem with this announcement, however, was that it came just after the $60 announcement, and it was all lost to everybody.
I know. I felt so bad about that.
You bring that up, and what's really funny, so just a little side note here, but the day it came out, when it came out, we posted the information that blew up, and then we posted the spectator mode stuff, and we were watching in real time, like the traffic coming in on the stories, and we were like, how come it's not really coming in? Why aren't people really caring about this? Because they were all they were just like beside themselves thinking about the $60, the level 90, $60 thing that like nobody could pay attention to it. So, and it kind of like snuck in at the bottom of the blog post, and it wasn't really like, it was the last thing on the blog post. It wasn't even like the first thing. It was like, oh, and there's spectator mode. And it was like, what?
Right.
Big news.
It's so cool, man.
It's huge news. And
talk to me about the tournament gear.
Thing is amazing.
So the tournament gear, because that's just for war games as well, right?
Exactly that, yeah. So basically, if you're doing like, so say Pat's guild, like pure, like not pure PvE, excuse me. I'm not in Pat's guild. I don't know this, but like a PvE focused guild can be like, right, I am going to do some war games, but oh no, hang on, none of my guys have got PvP gear. This is a problem. Like, I don't want to have to say to my guild, oh, by the way, we're going to do this awesome like guild, like convert to raid guild tournament thing, and the different boss groups are going to take each other on. It's going to be awesome, and like. But oh no, hang on, nobody's got any PvP gear. No PvP gear, no problem. You literally rock up, equip this tournament gear. It's just usable in war games. It doesn't do a darn thing anywhere else. And you're off. You're off. You've got the full PvP sets. You've got everything you want. And then you can literally, that means you can also say, if you're a tournament organizer, because this gear exists and it's there and it's easily obtainable, you can actually say to people, like, there's no grinding in this at all. There's no getting points. There's no doing anything apart from just getting that gear and sticking it on. So you can say, if you're a serious PvP tournament organizer, the war game tournament gear only. Like, I'm not permitting any PvE gear, excuse me, no PvE weapons, no PvE trinkets, no PvE set bonuses, no PvE anything, just this gear. That's the only way that you're allowed into this tournament. And you can do that with your guild tournament as well. So it doesn't matter if someone's got their legendary cloak and someone else is in all greens. And that's very cool. That to me is like just another
puts everybody on the same level playing field. But who do you guys think this is for? How do you think this will work out? Like, who do you think this is for? I mean, is this going to be just for like top level elite players, or is this for everybody? Or
I seriously think that this is going to be a great way for those guys that are new to PvP or just casual PvPers. I think that this is going to be a really fun option for a lot of folks because you are getting more people involved and you're able to have some more fun with it. I think that there are a lot more possibilities for a lot of casual players to really, really grab this and run with it. So I'm kind of stoked.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's definitely something that's pointed at the high-end players, just like Trial of the Gladiator was. Like, Trial of the Gladiator was in the system to give the high-end players something to do, to give them a sort of controlled ladder that was like, the timing was there to prevent win trading. This is aimed at high-end players, but just like this has potential to be great for lower-level players. Like, if you're thinking about getting into arenas, like, would you not rather do that with some friends, with like the gear that's just handed to you on a platter, and just give it a go, just have some fun? And like, hopefully this will actually get way more people interested in war games. And with the group finder, maybe they can introduce a war game category and actually do it like that as well. Like, I'm really excited for the potential for this. This isn't even the most exciting part to me, and I'm so excited.
What do you think about removing the no gearing aspect of Trial of the Gladiator? Because I think a lot of casual people were really excited about some of the aspects of that, and now they may be kind of let down.
Yeah, and I think that is, to me, that's the most valid complaint about the removal of Trial of the Gladiator, is that you now no longer have the queuable arena with the no gearing necessary thing. But I think the big counterpoint to that, excuse me, is that removing the gear grind for the more casual player is a bad idea. Like, I'm not for a second saying that all casual PvPers just get their Conquest Cafe every week and then like log out and don't do any more PvP. I'm not saying that everyone does that. But a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people will jump online, they'll queue up, they're literally just looking for that conquest cap, and then they're done for the week. Like, that's the whole reason why they do their arenas, is like it's another sort of like bunny to chase, it's another sort of little ladder to climb, and it's another way to get gear. And if you remove the necessity to do that, then I suspect that it will lower the sort of gameplay time that goes into the content. So I think like it's a reasonable complaint, but I think there's a decent mitigant there. And it is still there in the war games, as we've just been discussing.
Right.
All right, so what about skirmishes? Skirmishes are back in. Liv's obviously slightly excited. I'm not sure. She's on the fence. I don't know how she really feels about these things, but
she's on the fence. Yeah.
I'm on the fence.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
And with rewards. And with rewards.
Oh my god. Like, I wrote an article on this, which is actually getting a bunch of rage from people. Because have you guys seen the Lego film, the Lego movie?
Yes.
I called it Warlords of Draenor PvP, Everything is Awesome, and put that video as the header. Because I was just like, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited. And it was like, so skirmishes, if you weren't around like pre-Pato or you weren't PvPing,
bring us back. Why did they even take them out in the first place before we get to why you're so excited about them?
Well, yeah, exactly. So just really quickly, what skirmishes are is solo queuable arenas. No rating. So you can queue solo, 2v2, 3v3, so you can be on your own, you can be with another player, you can be with two other players, you just queue up, randomly match, unrated arenas. And like, why did they take them out in the first place? They replaced them with war games in Cataclysm. And like, the reason that they've always said is that people weren't using them. And that, I mean, like, they have the numbers and we don't. But I would argue that until like war games have all this extra stuff, which we're getting all this extra stuff added to war games now, which I think is going to make people, excuse me, I'm so excited, I'm losing my voice. I think is going to make people use war games. But I feel that fewer people use war games as when they were a replacement for skirmishes without all this additional stuff than actually use skirmishes. And the addition of rewards. So think about this. You can grind out your honor of the week doing skirmishes, like little short arena matches. Like that's you could, and they what they're saying is they'll give you a random bag as well. So they've got the chance of a bag, which could give you gold. So way for PvPers to make money. And they could give you additional honor points. They could give you conquest gear or other stuff. And I'm suspecting that's going to be BOEs. I reckon that's going to be BOE gear, like maybe slightly lower level BOEs,
or maybe some of the stuff that they put into the satchel for dungeon runs and stuff like that. So gems,
mounts, spirits of harmony or the equivalent, that sort of stuff. I'm amazed. Like it blows my mind that they actually put skirmishes back in with rewards. And like I was sort of like, okay, moon on the stick territory. I'm going to tweet at Helinka and be like, so can we have these at lower level with XP? Because oh my god, I will never level a character doing anything else ever again. And it's just like,
wow. Do you think do you think they're gonna let people level?
His response was, "We don't know yet." His response was basically like, "We haven't decided that yet," but he didn't say no.
But he was thinking it.
Yeah.
He was thinking no.
Shut up. Shut up.
No.
Hey, shut up.
That would be super interesting if they let people like use them at lower level to just level up.
Yeah, for sure. Like I would be, my mind would be blown by that. I would absolutely love it. I'd be so happy if they did that. And I think it would be a great way just to like say to people, hey, look, there's this whole other thing you can do to level. Do you like it? Maybe do arenas.
It would be refreshing. I mean, because right now the way to speed level is to just, run dungeon after dungeon, maybe, do the quest and queue method if you're a DPS or whatever. But so I mean, you kind of get into this rhythm of just doing all this PvE content to level up, and maybe occasionally you'll run a BG or something like that, just to kind of check it out. But for leveling, it doesn't make a ton of sense because you have to win all the time in order to max out your XP. But this would be kind of a fun little quick thing, which is really good. So yeah, I would definitely like to see this for leveling. But yeah,
sure.
it should be a good time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see things. I wouldn't be surprised to see things. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see things like roll check in skirmishes either, like we have in Battlegrounds. So you're going in there and you're saying, right, I'm a healer. I don't want to be paired with another healer for 2v2, and that sort of thing. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all, given that they have the tech to do it. So that was like someone saying, "Oh, it's going to be double healers. It's going to be shit."
The changes are getting interesting. The changes are getting interesting. The changes are getting interesting. Yes. Interesting week. A lot of Blizz news this week.
Yeah.
Olivia D. Grace. Follow her on Twitter at Olivia D. Grace. Go over to WoW Insider, Zam, all that good stuff. And right here on Legendary in the yellow room.
In the yellow room. Mm-hmm.
With black curtains. Pat Crane, follow him at Pat Crane. Go over to converttораid.com. Watch the Convert to Raid show. And come over on live on Sundays. Live. Twitch.tv/GameBreakerTV or the GameBreaker.tv/live. You can watch the show live on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. 9 a.m. Pacific. That's right.
Check it out. It's another World of Warcraft show. Much better than this one, I must say. You can follow me or don't. It's pretty cool. Okay. It's all right. I get it. Chatroom wants me out of all groups.
Gary's sad. Like, look what you did, Chatroom. You made Gary sad. Look at it. He's so sad.
I'll see you next week.